You weren't doing a thing. I am going to do a thing. The first time I really cared about these was when I saw one in my friend's apartment. She'd been a couple years ahead of me in college, and I saw her the summer after I was graduated in her fantastic apartment in New York's Greenwich Village. I got lost for about 30 minutes on my way to her house because she lived down in the area where the streets aren't numbered. Well, they kind of are, but the numbered streets are mixed in with named streets. Let me explain. New York City is the place that taught me I have a sense of direction. I had never lived anywhere before that was on a grid. I didn't ever live in Chicago where, if you say 3200 North, that's going to be the same block anywhere in the city. A lot of cities don't go for such crazy shenanigans, so they like to make up their own names. You been to London? There's a reason why London cabbies have to have the knowledge, because to go from here to there is never going to be in a direct line. So which circuitous route do I take to get? And what's the best way? What's the quickest way? So New York City taught me that I had a sense of direction, because from 14th Street north, it's kind of like, well, I'm on 17th Street and I'm walking and it says 18th, I must be headed uptown. Whoops, I was supposed to head downtown. So you walk back down to 16th Street, much better. Then you just have to learn some avenues and, eventually it's pretty easy to learn. At this point I had no idea what I was doing, so I was down in a section where you have Jones Street and Jane Street and Park Avenue South and 7th Avenue South. So you're getting the idea that you're in the southern portion of Manhattan, headed toward lower Manhattan. But then you've also got West 3rd Street and West 4th Street. And West 3rd is pretty straightforward. It just sort of, boom, dead ends. But then West 4th decides to kind of jitney on over at a kind of acute angle or obtuse angle to the rest of the grid down there. It's nuts. I finally got to my friend's house and she had a map of the world on her shower curtain. It was clear and had the outlines of countries, and they were in lovely colors, and it was this trendy, amazing thing from the late 80s to, I know someone who had one of those just in the last 10 years. I don't know if it existed before the 80s. I'm sure there was a Garfield shower curtain people could have gotten, but I'm not sure, because before the days of Bed Bath & Beyond, you kind of had to find your own way. You never knew. Were you headed uptown? Were you headed downtown? What's the quickest way to draw this thing from one end of the bar to the other? Do you even need a design on it? My friend had this map, a map of the world,